Hi, I'm Greg. Let me show you how to buy yourself a great used car in 10 easy steps at yourcarangel.com. Enjoy the upcoming video. The 2015 Genesis has arrived, and what a car it is. Hi, I'm Greg, your car angel. In this review, I'll be looking at the 2015 Hyundai Genesis 5.0 with the 420 horsepower engine, 8-speed transmission, and every extra that you would expect out of a premium luxury sedan. Now, the original Genesis debuted in 2009, and it was a really solid effort by Hyundai to try to compete with the big boys. Now, what 2015 brings in is a very serious contender with the Lexus GS, the Audi A6, the Mercedes-Benz E-Class, and probably most important of all is the BMW 5 Series. We'll see how this stacks up against those cars. The trump card to Hyundai has always been the value proposition. In the case of the Genesis, you can pick one of these up for $10,000 to $20,000 less than the German counterparts. The Hyundai line is getting a lot more credit these days in the world, and for good reason. They are well on their way to having stiff competition with the Germans. There were two different engine types in the Genesis for 2015, this being the V8 5.0, which produces 420 horsepower. It also came in a 3.8, which produced 311 horsepower. Now, that is down slightly from the previous model in Genesis, and why would they do that? Well, the reason they did that was because the American market is not on the Autobahn. In other words, top speed isn't really that important as much as low to mid-range oomph, and that's what it has more of. So the engine has more power on the low range and less power on the high range, but that's not going to affect most people who drive this car. Hyundai has a special feature on this car that no other car manufacturer has, and it's called Smart Trunk. Basically, this car senses when you have a key fob in your pocket. So with your hands full of groceries, you just have to come up to the car and stand next to it for a couple of seconds, and automatically senses that you want to get in. How cool is that? When you sit in this Genesis, you're immediately feeling that everything about it whispers luxury. I mean, and whisper it does. It's a library quiet cabin, and it is full of incredible features, such as heated steering wheel, power sunshade, 17-speaker Lexicon stereo system, heated and cooled seats, panoramic sunroof, 12-way power seats wrapped in incredible high-end leather. There are a lot of safety features that can be bought on this car, including the heads-up display, blind spot detection, high beam assist, lane changing assist, lane departure system, lane keeping assist. I mean, all of these are incredible high-tech features that are reserved for only the high-end cars. The instrument cluster of the Genesis is very straightforward, user-friendly, easy to operate. I love the analog clock. The 8-inch screen, which is touch sensitive, is very, very nice. It is easy to operate. You can just go through all of your different options, starting with home, and you can hit your navigation, your AM FM, your Sirius satellite, or anything where you need to go. So really a sweet setup here, and easy to see because of its size. I like this layout quite a lot. A feature on the climate control on the Genesis is that you can have your passenger and your driver's settings for temperature. In this case, I have the driver at 68 and I have the passenger at 74. But let's say my passenger is not with me and I want to reset that side to my temperature. All I have to do is come down here to the word sync, and when I push that, what happens is it changes the passenger and synchronizes it with the driver temperature. That's a nice feature. And then of course, when you turn it off, then you can manipulate each side individually. But the sync feature is a very easy way to adjust the temperature if you're driving alone. The center console has a nice layout with the dials, starting with the drive mode. The drive mode is your eco, your sport, or your normal modes. Mostly what this is changing is the suspension and transmission shift points. The seats are, heated seats, and then you have the cooled seats. Nice touch. And everything about this is very easy. You get used to how this toggles and then sets. Another really interesting feature about the Genesis is that it has a special CO2 sensor. When the interior gets a little high on the CO2 at a certain point, it recognizes that and it shifts the circulation to outside air coming in. Now what that does is it allows the driver to stay alert. CO2 levels being too high would make you drowsy. That's what the studies show, and Hyundai has went after that and came up with a solution. So everything about this interior is first rate, highest quality, easy to use, extremely comfortable, and just right. It hit the mark. Hyundai got Lotus Engineering involved in the suspension tuning, and they did a really good job. Overall, I give it very, very high marks. The steering is incredible on this car. It feels so engaged with the road. You may not know it now, but Hyundai will be the car company to beat in a very short time. No other car company is doing so much, so fast as Hyundai. The future is bright, and this car right here is a fine example of their best engineering. I'm Greg, your car angel. Thanks for stopping in. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.